Emery, thank you. In a historic first, Canadian citizens will soon be able to privately sponsor North Korean refugees under a new program. Toronto-based human rights organization HanVoice is working with the federal government to bring 5 North Korean refugee families to Canada within the next 2 years. For more on this, we're joined by Sean Chung, Executive Director at HanVoice this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So Canada is only, the third country behind the U.S. and South Korea to accept North Korean refugees. Why has it taken so long for this to happen?
Well, I think the first thing is that there was a need to develop a broader constituency of support in Canada. Our organization has been very focused on making sure that there is that support. And I think this is especially a big win for the Korean-Canadian community in that we're trying to make sure that this is a top-line issue. And I think with this new program, we've definitely done that.
So let's talk about the new program. It is going to launch next year. What will the process look like when choosing families?
I think we're looking at the most vulnerable. So in this case, we would be looking at North Korean refugee women, and especially those that have had experiences of sexual and gender-based violence during transit, and of course their families as well.
So when the families arrive in Canada, what happens then? What resources will be made available to them?
Well, I think we can expect the same kind of support that we saw in 2015, 2016 with the Syrian refugee families. When they first entered Canada, we saw those pictures of everyday Canadians that went to Pearson Airport, that went to Vancouver Airport with signs in Arabic that said welcome. This is the kind of community support that we're hoping to tap into, where everyday Canadians go to the airport, pick up the families, help them register their kids for school, help them go to the nearest hospital. That's the kind of Canadian support that we're expecting for these North Korean families.
And right now the goal is to resettle 5 families within 2 years. Do you have plans to increase that number?
Yes, our goal is twofold with the successful pilot. I mean, first is that we want Canada to be a permanent pathway, but also I hope that this can be a spark that opens up new doors around the world for North Korean refugees. There are many people around the world that want to get involved. This is a tangible way to help the North Korean people, and we're hoping that governments around the world are listening, and Canada, yet again, can be a model with our historic private sponsorship pilot.
Sean, thank you for your time, and good luck with the program.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. Thanks for having me.